Hello everyone. Today I'll be talking about the process of justice and reconciliation after the first civil war in Liberia. But before that, I would talk a bit about the country itself and a brief background about the conflict. Liberia is a West African country that was founded by the American and Caribbean slaves in 1820, and that on July 26, 1847, the country declared itself the Republic of Liberia, which made it the continent's first republic. The country's first president was Joseph Jenkins Robert. He was the one who encouraged ethnic tensions by denying the country's right to vote. The tension in Liberia began in 1980 when a group led by Samuel Doe started a military coup against the government of William Tolbert, who was the 20th president of Liberia from 1971 until 1980, when he was killed in a coup d'etat led by Samuel Doe. Doe's rule in Liberia saw corruption, economic decrease, and favoritism towards the Kran ethnic group, according to the Genocide Watch. In 1983, Charles Taylor, a Liberian politician and a former supporter of Doe, was charged with theft. He fled to the US where he was arrested, but after escaping the prison where he was being held, he underwent training in Libya before going to the Ivory Coast to raise an army against Doe. Tyler's National Patriotic Front of Liberia, NPFL, had crossed the border in Liberia in December 1983, and that was the beginning of the war. He got with him a force of 100 people, the National Patriotic Front of Liberia. They were seeking to fight against the reign of Doe, which was brought to an end by the African peacekeepers in 1996. But again, in the process of seeking to fight against the reign of Doe, Tyler's NFPL was responsible for the slaughter of thousands of Liberians, both military and even civilians, who opposed him, and that they specifically targeted people from the ethnic groups who had remained loyal to the Doe government, especially the Kran ethnic group in which Doe had control over. These conditions created a lack of security in Liberia, and that set the stage for conflict. On the 17th August in 1996, after 1,000 of people being killed, Tyler had emerged the dominant power, winning the 1997 presidential election, and again, by that time, the war was brought to an end by the African peacekeepers in 1996, the year before the election. So the reconciliation and truth-telling process had started when dictator Charles Taylor left the country in 2003. That's when the country began a long and painful reconciliation process. The citizens who had survived the killings had united to form a group radio called the Heart Radio, in which it was the only way they could think of to give former children's victims and even the perpetrators a chance to call in and share their stories, and in many cases the country was able to rebuild their peace and apologize to the people they caused harm to. The Liberian government and the assist of the international community and the African, significant progress have been achieved in trying to stabilize the country's economy. They did not fully succeed, but they tried to promote ways of bringing a sense of peace and forgiveness between the victims and the perpetrators. But then, however, they were still not fully succeeded, and that the Liberian government is still lacking a clear way for the country's security priorities. They still have security issues. The Liberians were more concerned into ensuring the safety environment of their country and did not really focus much on the transitional justice because they were aware that if actions are not taken to secure the country's security, then there were high chances of tensions and conflict to arise. Today, Liberia has made great progress in rebuilding its infrastructures, opening schools, providing healthcare and other social services, and rebuilding the country's democratic institutions despite having multiple wars after the first one. Thank you.